Good day, everyone. This is the presentation of Group 6 from 10 Faraday. I am Brent H. Fontinilla.
I'm Jerome Tulsi.
I am Kathleen Almeñana.
I'm Varna Alexandrika Chaluse.
And I am Raven K.E. Yugzon.
Our research is entitled Pulverized Mussel Shells Perna viridis as an alternative growth enhancer of bell pepper and sunflower plant. As an introduction, there are countless studies involving types of plant growth promoters. This is why many people use shells to treat acidic water as fertilizer plants, snacks, cooking, and decoration. These shells contain calcium carbonate in small amounts of nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium, which are all beneficial to the soil and plant life. In terms of soil fertilizing, pulverized mussel shells work great for both backyard gardens and agricultural operations.
So for the alternative hypothesis, in accordance of the study, mussel shells will be an effective alternative fertilizer for bell peppers and sunflower plant. For the null hypothesis, there will be no relationship between the pulverized mussel shells and the bell pepper and sunflower plant.
For the scope and delimitation, the intent of our study is to grasp if mussel shells are capable of being an effective growth enhancer for bell pepper and sunflower plant. We chose mussel shells as it is a source of safe growth enhancer fit for bell pepper and sunflower plants. It is to be conducted with a limited amount of financial resources and time framework.
Review of related literature and studies. According to Bradley 2018, the use of oyster shell meal boosted soil organic matter and exchangeable cation concentrations. Crushed oyster shells could be employed as an alternate liming material to restore the chemical and microbiological characteristics of upland soil while also increasing crop productivity. According to Spongeberg and other researchers, 2013, the use of mussel shells on agricultural land fulfills three functions: fertilization, liming, and eutrophication. Results of the study show significant losses of nitrogen from the composting process. This resulted in a higher impact on acidification and global warming. Marine materials such as mussel shells, oyster shells naturally contain nutrients that help in maintaining a healthy pH and nutrient balance that would greatly benefit your plants. And crushed shells work great for various outdoor or backyard activities because they are both environmentally friendly and provide high quality drainage, according to Bradley 2018.
Research design. The researchers apply pulverized mussel shells into two different plants, bell pepper and sunflower plants, with both having two different groups, the control group and the experimental group. We tested its effectiveness in terms of the plant's height, the number of leaves, and the number of fruits.
In conducting this research study, the following materials will be needed are as follows: measuring tools, raw materials, and the planting tools.
So, this is how we performed our research. First, the materials and equipments are prepared and gathered. After preparing the materials, we pulverize the mussel shells. A total of 60 grams are applied to the pots in experimental group. Then we plant the seeds and observe its growth. After planting, we labeled each pot as to which group they belong. Then finally, we gather the data and assess the mussel shell's effectiveness using an observation checklist or a table. This is the flowchart or the visual presentation of our procedures.
So for the method of collection of data to provide conclusive results and to indicate the level of effectiveness of the researcher's study from the data obtained, the mean will be used. So the formula for the mean is shown below, where m is the mean, sigma is summation, h is the height, l is the number of leaves, f is the number of fruits, and n is the number of weeks. So for our analysis, researchers can identify the effectiveness of the pulverized mussel shell as an alternative growth enhancer for bell pepper and sunflower plants. So the data gathered from the observation checklist will provide enough information on what is the effect on the bell pepper plant and sunflower. So our project cost around 200 to 500 pesos.
So these are our results. Presented on the screen is our table 1, which is the measurement taken during 10 weeks. On the left side of the screen, we can see the table 2 growth rate of set A bell pepper plant, and on the right side are the scatter plots for set A. On the left side of the screen, we can see the table 3, which is the growth rate of set B bell pepper plants, and on the right side are the scatter plots for set B. On the left side of the screen, we can see set C, which is the table 4 growth rate of set C sunflower plant, and on the right side are the scatter plots for set C. And regarding our set D, which is the sunflower control group, we can come up with a scatter plot since the plant didn't grow and there is no data gathered in table 1. So these are our organized data. As you can see in the screen, figure 8 is presented, which is the bar graph for set A bell pepper experimental group progress. Figure 9, which is bar graph for set B bell pepper control group progress. And figure 10, which is the bar graph for set C sunflower experimental group progress. And regarding our set D, the sunflower control group, we can come up with a bar graph since the plant didn't grow and there is no data gathered in table 1. So figure 11 is presented on the screen, which is the line graph for the height of the plants, and figure 12, which is the line graph for the number of leaves of the plants.
The discussion. The application of pulverized master shell significantly affects the growth in height and the number of leaves in the bell pepper plant compared to the control group as shown in Table 5 and Table 6. These results are also noticeable in the sunflower plant, but in this case, the control group did not yield results. The relationship between pulverized master shells as growth enhancer and the height of leaf and leaves of bell pepper plant has a very strong positive correlation since the R is equal to 9.9532 and R is equal to 0.9678 is close to 1. The researchers were unable to collect data of the number of fruits for bell pepper plant. Set D is the control group for sunflower plants. The researcher was unable to collect the data because Set D did not yield any results. During the experimentation process, the researchers were not completely prepared in terms of the possible problems that may occur that can affect the experimentation process. Overall, the results show that the application of mussel shells shows a positive effect on bell pepper and sunflower plants. Further research is encouraged to produce a better yield in bell pepper plants and applying a considerable amount of cultivated soil amendment to help reduce eutrophication of the plant.
This is our references, the appendices. That's all. Thank you.